Wester Hall Estate Rum. What's your number? Drink responsibly.
Experienced drivers, you've ruled the road. Now you can enjoy the rewards with Beacon's 50+ car insurance plan. Get hassle-free sign-up, affordable payment options, and a free windscreen cover. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get driving with Beacon today.
Good evening and welcome to the MTV News for Friday the 18th of February. Coming up tonight, law enforcement on the Sister Isle seeking assistance of the public after an abandoned newborn baby was found on Friday morning. Royal Grenada Police Force investigating the death of a male after his body was discovered on Thursday. A former physical education teacher charged for the sexual abuse of a 14-year-old female exonerated. And in sport, Spice and Reggae Girls to battle on Sunday in the CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifiers. We'll have details to those and other stories right after the break, so of course, stay with us.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
The first segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
In an effort to serve you better, GUT Credit Union has moved its Grandance branch from the Lamaki complex to the Excel Plaza. This new location provides more convenient parking with access from 2 entrances. The first is from the lower parking area and the second is at the top parking area on the same level as our office for easy walk-in access. Visit GUT Credit Union at our new location and experience the comfortable atmosphere with the enhanced member experience you have come to expect of us. Our Grandance office is open 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. We hope to see you soon. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Welcome back. Hello again. I'm Tony Julian with the details. A baby boy was found abandoned today under a house in 6 Roads on the Sister Isle of Carriacou. Our news desk spoke to ASP Desmond Richards, who confirmed that Carriacou police responded to a call around 7:30 this morning where they discovered the baby. He says medical practitioners were also on the scene and the baby was taken to the Princess Royal Hospital.
At around 7:30 this morning, the Carriacou police responded to a report in 6 Roads, Carriacou. On their arrival, they discovered a male infant child below a house. The hospital was also informed. The ambulance came with nurses and took the child away. From all reports, the child is seemingly, not sure yet, in good condition, healthy, and presently a young lady is is assisting the Carriacou police with that particular investigation.
ASP Richards noted that a young woman is currently assisting police with their investigation. Meanwhile, police are also investigating the death of a man in his late 50s whose body was found on Thursday evening. The body of the man, whose name is yet to be released, according to ASP Desmond Richards, was found in a drain. ASP Richards told MTV that the man resided in Shantimel, St. Patrick before his death.
Today evening, about 6:30, the Sotels police station received a report, and they went to Shantimel, where they found the body of a 58-year-old man lying in a drain. A doctor visited the scene as well, and pronounced the man dead. Again, investigation into the circumstances and the cause of his death is ongoing.
Former physical education teacher who was among 5 men charged for the sexual abuse of a 14-year-old secondary school female student in the south of the island has been exonerated. The alleged sexual abuse on a minor occurred back in September 2018. And almost 5 years later, the physical education teacher, Nicholas Benjamin, has been absolved of the charges. Attorney at law Jerry Edwin says Benjamin was caught up in what he described as an untruth.
There was a case a few years ago of a gang rape. One of the most outstanding coaches at the Grenada Boys Secondary School, Mr. Nicholas Benjamin, was caught in this lie. The court completely dismissed the charges against Mr. Benjamin.
Edwin says as a consequence of the alleged sexual abuse, Benjamin's character was damaged.
But Mr. Benjamin has lost his reputation. If you go to the internet, you will see a fine man, outstanding teacher, a family man, a married man in handcuffs. You'll see the worst charges, gang rape of a child. The magistrate dismisses it. There is no evidence. They're not coming to court. But the damage is done to this man's reputation.
A farmer in Carriacou is calling on authorities to step in to assist the farming community as their crops are continuously being eaten and destroyed by animals that are not tied. Donella Hostin spoke with Adrian McGilvery, Jeremiah, who said that the farmers to the southern part of the island tend to be suffering and losing their crops.
The issue of stray and loose animals destroying crops is quickly becoming of grave concern to the farming community on the sister isle of Carriacou, particularly to the south of the island. Our news team spoke to Adrian McGilvery, who shared what he and other farmers have been experiencing.
I'm here in Carriacou in the southern part of the island, which is experiencing on the island the most untethered feast of animal. In other words, down here in the south towards Dumfries and Bellevue South area, animals are more on the loose than on any part of the island of Carriacou. And down here you have the majority of farmers. So my experience here is one that you would notice most of the farmers at one point or the other experienced trouble problems with animals, goats, donkey, cow, sheep. They are rampant down here.
He explained what happened on his land when he returned from a trip from Grenada.
I mainly plant permanent trees like grafted coconuts, more or less pineapple, grafted mangoes, and such like that. I usually plant just corn and peas just for me. I don't really plant to sell. And when I came back up, everything was devastated. There was you could say no leaves in the place except for the pomegranate. Apparently the animals only eat the pomegranate trees. down to the citrus, all the leaves were gone. The mangoes, well, totally devastated. And all the other crops. I even had some American apples there, and they devastated the leaves. Maybe they grow back, I don't know. They say when goats buy things, that's it.
According to him, most of the owners of these livestock are not farmers, and he believes that the authorities should step in and not give permission to people who do not have a space to have livestock.
What I think should be done is farmers, like I say, the Ministry of Agriculture have to find a way to deal with these let loose animals. If people don't have property to have livestock, they should have maybe one or two around the yard, because when the dry season, it does be so terrible that they letting loose the animals. And now the dry season didn't strike as yet, but all throughout the year, I've been having problems with cows.
Based on what was lost, he says it could be a few $1,000s. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hoster.
The launch of 7 candidates for the National Democratic Congress (NDC) in the upcoming election has sparked discussion among many, some questioning the readiness of the party to lead in the next constitutionally due election. Political commentator William Joseph said the rollout of the candidates is a good move. However, other areas do need to be improved on. Rachel Bain has more.
Political commentator William Joseph says Grenadians are dealing with a party whose leadership is old and has found themselves for yet another voting cycle fighting the election instead of building a party. Speaking to MTV via telephone, Joseph says he understands that some Grenadians may be looking for change. However, the NDC has a lot of work to do, including convincing the populace.
And therefore, there would be a whole lot of challenges, I expect, facing the organization at this time, and especially where public expectations are so very high. Many people would want to see the end of the NNP. That is my reading of it. But they also know that it would take a top quality fight that is smart, targeted, and convincing to unseat the incumbent.
While the NDC has had challenges in the past, Joseph believes the selection of the 7 candidates is a good mixture, 2 of whom were contested in the last general election.
The announcement is really a tribute, in my view, to the new leader and his team. I think they are showing that they are buckling down to the task, and that is very encouraging. The fact that there are 2 old stagers, if you will, folks who had contested before on the slate, is also a positive sign and of a unifying NDC. So that's good. And I think they all should feel proud that they are responding to the country's call for fresh leadership.
Joseph, however, has a bit of advice for the leadership of the NDC. One of the choices and the constituency needs to be relooked. This, he says, is the general consensus among NDC.
And there are suggestions in some quarters that he might be better placed in another constituency. That is to say, people think that he's been sacrificed to contest against Keith Mitchell in St. George Northwest. It's interesting. And I would say that the NDC leadership should be prepared to take a deeper look at that and to see if there is merit in the suggestion. They won't lose any face, in my view, if they were to do so and to make a change. In fact, I think it would be a powerful sign that of their willingness and their readiness to listen to the voices of the people. So yes, there we go with the first 7, and we await the presentation of the remaining 8 candidates.
For MTV News, Rachel Bean.
Chancellor of the St. George's University, Dr. Charles Mordecai, openly spoke to the public on his stance as to the situation regarding the former workers at the university who had refused to be vaccinated, which was a requirement for them to return to the campus. According to him, he understands the concerns of some who chose not to get themselves vaccinated, but that there is only so much that they can do and that they're not going to be forcing anyone to do something that they do not want to do. Let's get more on it, though, from Danella Holston.
According to Chancellor of the St. George's University, Dr. Charles Modica, they did not force and are not forcing anyone to take the vaccines. He said there were many discussions with the unions about the workers who did not want to take the vaccines and their reasons, which included pregnancy.
Where some of the employees, female employees, said, well, if I'm pregnant, you can't force me to get. We're not forcing anyone to get vaccinated. We didn't even want to suggest you get vaccinated if you're pregnant because we didn't know yet. But what I told the union at one meeting was we'll wait to see. And before the next meeting we have with the union, the American Board of Obstetrics and Gynecology decided that pregnant women should be vaccinated. They weighed the pros and the cons scientifically, and they went ahead and advised people to do that.
Chancellor Modica noted that of the entire population at the university, just about 8% of the workers refused to take the vaccines.
So if there were 8% left of the staff, only 8%, that didn't get vaccinated, I spoke to many of them on some of the calls. The union had invited them in. And from my heart, I said, I don't know why you're doing this. I beg you to think about getting vaccinated. Certainly, scientifically, it's a smart thing to do. But if the pandemic breaks out here, you'll see that the vaccine works and you might be sad. I know one employee said, I can't state why. I do believe in the statistics. I know it is safer. I know it's the right thing to do medically, but I still can't bring myself to do that. I respect that. No one ever forced anyone to get vaccinated. But we cannot allow that employee to come on when we're telling the students and faculty, and the students are paying tuition to be there, that they have to be vaccinated.
He stated clearly how he felt about the situation, saying that the employees were not fired.
So the rules apply to everyone. We didn't fire anyone. We simply couldn't hold their jobs out any longer.
Sharing similar sentiments was Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, who reiterated his stance, saying he cannot create incentives for people who refuse to be vaccinated. But if they are able to get opportunities where they do not need to be vaccinated, he would not be against it.
I would do nothing to hurt an individual who is not vaccinated and is able to get gainful employment and in any environment that is allowing him to. I would not be against that.
Both Prime Minister Mitchell and Chancellor Modica insist that the scientific evidence is there to prove the effectiveness of the vaccines. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
That's a first segment of news. We'll be right back with you after the break.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
In an effort to serve you better, GUT Credit Union has moved its Grandance branch from the Lamaki complex to the Excel Plaza. This new location provides more convenient parking with access from two entrances. The first is from the lower parking area and the second is at the top parking area on the same level as our office for easy walk-in access. Visit GUT Credit Union at our new location and experience the comfortable atmosphere with the enhanced member experience you have come to expect of us. Our Grandance office is open 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. We hope to see you soon. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
All concerned are hereby advised that all branches of the GUT Cooperative Credit Union will be closed at 12 noon on Wednesday, 16th January 2022 to facilitate a general staff meeting. Management apologizes for any inconvenience this closure may cause.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash Fall every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Say hello to Grenada's hidden gem, Mandela Court, a Grenadian-owned luxury boutique hotel tucked away in Lansipine. Our fully equipped suites are now complemented by an international standard restaurant and conference room. So whether you're having a formal business event, quaint garden wedding, or just a relaxed dinner for 2, you can count on Mandela Court for that luxurious experience. Call today to book your viewing or reservation. We look forward to welcoming you.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
It will be a showdown between the Spice and the Reggae when the senior women's national team hosts Jamaica Reggae Girls on Sunday, February 20th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium in the CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers. Road to Australia and New Zealand. Kickoff time 5 p.m. Get your early bird tickets now for just $20 at the GFA headquarters at the Queen's Spa. All COVID-19 protocols will be in full effect and patrons must be fully vaccinated to enter the venue. Grenada versus Jamaica, CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers, Sunday, February 20th, 5 p.m. The Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Come, let's support the Spice Girls.
On Sunday, February 27th, Megaforce Promotions presents the 36th edition of Swaggy Team Virtual Bingo. Purchase a ticket now for your chance to win US $10,000. Tickets cost only $10 US. Get yours today from numerous box offices island-wide in Grenada. If you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotofet.com. So, if you need cash now, remember, Sunday, February 27th, join the fun and excitement online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo and win!
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom.
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Welcome back. One public health official says living with the virus simply means accepting that the virus is here to stay and taking personal responsibility to protect oneself, as is the norm with other seasonal viruses such as influenza and the common cold. Let's join Troy Gill for more.
Health officials continue to stress that living with the virus may be the only way out of the pandemic, given the evidence of community spread, hence the decision for further easement of the COVID-19 protocols. However, understanding how to live with the virus may present its own unique challenges, as it now requires individuals to take full responsibility for their own health and safety. Medical and public health practitioner Dr. Francis Martin explains.
Well, living with the virus means accepting that the virus is going to be part of our community for the foreseeable future. And so what do you do on a daily basis with a virus that is lurking around the corner? And basically it means assessing your risk with everything and taking the necessary action. One of the things that comes to mind quickly is influenza. Recognizing that influenza can cause problems in elderly folks, the flu shot is around, and every year people take a flu shot because we recognize that influenza is in our community. So similarly, COVID is going to become part of our community, and so assessing your risk makes you make certain decisions.
He says living with the virus also means taking steps to protect one's self, especially those who are most at risk.
So if you know your risk is very high, advanced age, you're diabetic, you probably might want to weigh that risk and decide that you're not going to congregate too much, or you're going to protect yourself with a vaccine or something like that, just like the influenza. So it means assessing your risk. It also means protecting yourself and those around you. And what comes to my mind is the common cold. We live with the common cold, and so when you do have a common cold, you protect the people around you by avoiding going to work, for example, avoiding sneezing in people's faces, because you want to protect yourself and those around you.
Also, understanding and identifying the symptoms and long-lasting effects of the virus is paramount, Martin said.
We know that there is the acute post-COVID syndrome, which would go on for about 3 months, and most of the things we'll be seeing is tiredness and chronic cough. But that tiredness can actually go on for much longer time. The cough can go on for much longer time. So recognizing it again helps you to live with the virus. So in a nutshell, that is what it actually means to my mind.
Living with the virus also means the state will no longer impose draconian measures to protect its citizens, he said, as it is now one's sole responsibility.
Easing the measures can give people the false notion that it's all over now and we just let our guards down. And the opposite is what is actually true. It means that the responsibility now falls to you yourself to protect yourself.
PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne says cases are falling in countries and that they're relaxing restrictions, but that does not mean that we are at the end of the pandemic. She does say the pandemic is unpredictable, as we hear in this report from Nikita Holston.
The number of new COVID-19 cases worldwide has dropped by 19% in the past week, while recorded deaths remain stable, according to the World Health Organization's latest report on the coronavirus pandemic. Director of PAHO, Dr. Carissa Etienne, says we can't predict when the future of the pandemic will end.
Let's remember that cases may be falling, but they could possibly start rising again. And a new variant may emerge at any time. And therefore, each country should take the measures that they deem necessary to slow down transmission of this virus. So as I said before, it is going to be very important to sustain the public health measures which we know work against this virus. People should heed the recommendations of their public health authorities and do everything that they can to prevent infection.
The director says we can help contribute to the end of the pandemic. However, we must become active in following all the guidelines and get vaccinated.
So even when restrictions are relaxed, we need to continue exercising caution by avoiding what we call the 3 C's. Stay away from closed spaces with poor ventilation, avoid crowded places with many people nearby, and dodge close contact settings like face-to-face, close-range conversations. So the risk of infection and outbreaks increase when these 3 C's overlap. So protect yourself by not going to crowded parties and evaluating your risk in shopping malls or closed spaces. Wear a mask and, when possible, open windows to ensure air circulation.
Dr. Etienne says the same tools that worked for the Delta variant can work for the Omicron as well.
The pandemic is not over yet, and therefore we must remain cautious, vigilant, and safe. We have seen the Delta variant predominate, and now we are looking at Omicron with a different pattern of transmission. And God forbid, but there may be others. But what we do know is that the same tools work against them. So the best way to fight this and all the variants of SARS-CoV-2 is for countries to continue working to vaccinate all eligible populations, to continue.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
The Russian ambassador to Grenada has spoken on the positive interests and benefits of the Grenada-Russia relations over the years, including tourism and investment. The ambassador was at the time a guest on MTV's Rise and Shine program. So we get more on it from Nikita Houston.
The diplomatic relations between Grenada and Russia were established in 1979. In 1983, bilateral relations were interrupted by the Governor-General of Grenada. All the agreements were suspended. The diplomatic relations were re-established on Tuesday, September 17, 2002, with the signing and exchanging of diplomatic instruments by Grenada's Minister for Foreign Affairs, the late Elvin Nimrod, and the Russian Federation Minister for Foreign Affairs. To this day, Grenada and Russia continue to have strong and mutual relations.
Right. So, in addition to tourism, which is obvious, there's Russian tourists that come to Grenada, privately or on the cruise ships and spend money at the local restaurants, local markets, and whatnot. There's also several forums that were hosted in Grenada for Russian Eurasian investors that came to Grenada, and as a result of these forums, they ended up investing in Grenada. Whether investing to become citizens through Citizenship by Investment program.
Ambassador His Excellency Olex Feria says many donations and medical equipment were contributed before and during the pandemic.
Also, contributions. There's been quite a bit of contributions that came out of Russia. We had, as you saw in the news, PCR tests that were donated early on when the pandemic started. There was also a contribution of capsules for premature babies to save lives that were contributed several years ago. And Russia continues to contribute and support Grenada on international platforms, deepen relations between the countries in the region.
The ambassador spoke of the bilateral trade taking place between the two countries.
Russia is a very big market, a market of almost 200 million people. Moscow in itself is a city of more than 16 million people. So there's a lot of opportunities with bilateral trade and whatnot. And a few examples of that is that, local cocoa beans from Grenada are being imported into Russia. There's local manufacturers in Russia that are making chocolate out of cocoa beans from Grenada. Over past few years, there have been, several large containers of cocoa beans that came to Moscow.
He stated that scholarships are still available in various professions in Russia for Grenadians. Nikita Houston, MTV News.
That's a second segment of news. This week's entertainment feature is next.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
For your education.
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6.
Even more.
With more money to the jackpot galore.
Play more. Win more.
Have more fun. With more jackpot money, Super 6 is my number one. With the new and improved Super 6 game.
The jackpot keep growing and growing and growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do three things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
On Sunday, February 27th, Mega Force Promotions presents the 36th edition of Swaggy Team Virtual Bingo. Purchase a ticket now for your chance to win US $10,000. Tickets cost only $10 US. Get yours today from numerous box offices island-wide in Grenada. If you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotofet.com. So, if you need cash now, remember, Sunday, February 27th, join the fun and excitement online. Play Waggy Team Virtual Bingo and win!
MTV's Total Local is brought to you in association with Cara Brewery.
Welcome back, and for today's Total Local, we're speaking with Tamara Songbird St. Bernard on her recent trip out to Expo Dubai, along with other local talents that would be who represented Grenada on the international stage. St. Bernard also spoke about her subsequent trip to Russia and her experiences there as she endeavored to take her music to another level.
Well, it was an honor being chosen
to represent my country in Dubai, and I represented as best as I could. I couldn't do it by myself. We had a strong team of individuals. Everybody is a boss in their own field, from the dancers to our manager, Adrian Mack, to the musicians. Everybody was at the top of the game. And so when they called me to put the crew together in terms of the musicians, I couldn't choose anybody else than, the creme de la creme. And so the rehearsal part of it was very rigorous. It was intense. We had lots of long nights and lots of intense rehearsal. And then the journey from here to Dubai was lengthy. So it was a long set of flights, a couple of delays, and we got there and we had to go to work one time. We didn't have a downtime, but we represented our country as best as we could. Dubai is a beautiful place. The expo, its location was actually in the desert, so it's away from the town part of Dubai, but we did get to see that. We got to do quad biking in the desert, riding the camels, and of course the main thing we went over there for was to represent Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and I think we did that to the best of our abilities. What stood out the most for me was the experience. I mean, Dubai is on everybody's bucket list, There are so many people that close their eyes and never got to go to Dubai. And one of the highlights for me was traveling these two places with my husband. That was like everything. But then meeting a lot of influential people, a lot of people with power, a lot of people that genuinely want to invest in you, your career, your talent, and see the country flourish. I went to Kazakhstan first. And this is actually my second time in Moscow. So I've been on that side. This is now my third time doing Russia. Moscow is stunning. Like, when I tell you stunning, you see I'm lost for words, I'm choking up. It is super stunning. It's a beautiful place. It's super cold. Super cold, but it has so much opportunities for a lot of us. I think a lot of us in Grenada, we're so loyal to our families and our friends. We want to stay here, remain close to the home, and places like these have so many opportunities for us. For instance, Russia has scholarship programs going on right now, which would be concluded on the 20th of February with different fields where you can apply and get your full scholarship to go Russia to study, as well as music careers, opportunities, festivals, business, name it, they have it, and they're open to anybody in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So you go onto Google, and this is the easiest step I think for everybody to take. You go on Google, you type in Tamara Songbird St. Bernard, THAMARA Songbird St. Bernard, and all the handles will pull up: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. I'm on so many platforms. Go and follow all the platforms so that you can be updated about different things that we have in store, not just for me music-wise and my career, but for you, the viewers, in terms of your investments, in terms of your careers, be it artistry, music, handmade stuff. We have different things that we're going to be portraying for our beautiful Tri-Island state.
It's MTV News Friday. We have news coming up from across the region next.
MTV's Total Local was brought to you in association with Caribou. The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947.
saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Ariza. Ariza is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
Welcome back. Time now for this evening's Regional Roundup.
Good evening with tonight's MTV Regional Roundup. I am Clifton James. Representatives from the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, returned stolen Vincentian artifacts to the Embassy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in Washington, D.C., USA. The artifacts from St. Vincent and the Grenadines are tools believed to be used by the indigenous people. The artifacts were found in a raid which was conducted in 2014 at the home of a 91-year-old missionary, Donald C. Miller, in the state of Indiana. It is not clear how and when Mr. Miller came in possession of these, but it is believed to be from a trip to the country in 1995. The raid revealed tens of thousands of rare cultural artifacts, which the FBI suspected may have been obtained in violation of antiquities laws. Given the quality, experts anticipate that it could take decades to sort through all the objects, determine their legality, and figure out where and when they were purchased. Some artifacts have already been repatriated to countries such as Colombia, Canada, Ecuador, New Zealand, Spain, and China. Provisions are being made for them to be returned to the country. 4 students in the Bahamas needed medical attention after they ingested marijuana edibles that were shared around school grounds. More from our news.
An investigation is currently ongoing after a group of 22 Akifran students from the primary school to senior school ingested marijuana edibles purchased by one of the students and shared around the school campus. Founder and CEO Dr. Jacinta Higgs was taking part in a conference when she received a call from the principal informing her of the situation.
In my top administration, members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force in terms of reservists. And so therefore immediately all protocols were done. 22 students were pulled in terms of investigation on the ground immediately. They were pulled, they were isolated in rooms, and questions began. Immediately the police was called. Foxhill Police Station, we had DEU, and we had also EMS. Parents were also notified immediately.
Once school staff became aware of the situation, emergency medical services personnel were called. Higgs says out of the 4 students taken to hospital, 2 are at home resting and the other 2 are still receiving medical care.
Once we identified the students who presented illness or behavior, again, as I said, EMS came, but the parents opted to take them themselves to their private physicians. But I also heard 4 for sure went to the Princess Margaret Hospital. 2 have since been released, and then Mrs. Ingram, the principal, is right now just checking up on the other 2.
As an investigation is launched, Higgs says she believes expulsion is a last resort, but it is still a criminal matter.
Alarms rang out across the Brazilian city of Petrópolis, warning of more heavy rains to come after floods and landslides killed at least 117 people, with more than 100 missing. The rescue mission has been temporarily called off, and some people, fearing more destruction, are fleeing the city. One volunteer rescuer said that finding survivors under the rubble was now practically impossible. This week's rainfall in Petrópolis was the heaviest in nearly a century. Clifton James, MTV Regional Roundup.
This is MTV News. We'll have more after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Arizo is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
You're watching the MTV Evening News, and we'll have sporting highlights coming up next.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
No matter your beliefs, whatever your dreams, we all have one thing in common. We call these islands home. Beautiful Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. However, they are threatened by our actions. But we can collectively begin a new path in which our economic prosperity and well-being does not irreparably damage our islands. Let's use our natural resources in conscious and sustainable ways so that future generations too can enjoy our home. Let's care for our environment and keep it litter-free and beautiful. Let's all pledge to take action against climate change by changing our behavior and changing our lifestyles to protect our environment. Join us today and let's keep Grenada green and clean.
There is something new to the classic Wester Hall rum look. Wester Hall Estate Rum. What's your number? Drink responsibly.
Dear customer, please help us limit the potential impact of COVID-19. If you have cold, flu, or COVID-19 symptoms, please postpone your visit to Grenlec. We recommend using online banking to make payments, available through Co-op Bank, Republic Bank, and FCIB. You can also use check drop boxes at each of our locations. For bill balances and other information, call 237. For additional support, email customersupport@grenlec.com.
Holy Natural Spring Water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Coming up in sport, Spice and Reggae Girls to battle on Sunday in the CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifiers.
It will be a showdown between the Spice and the Reggae when the senior women's national team hosts Jamaica Reggae Girls on Sunday, February 20th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium in the CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers Road to Australia and New Zealand. Kickoff time 5 p.m. Get your early bird tickets now for just $20 at the GFA headquarters at the Queen's Spa. All COVID-19 protocols will be in full effect and patrons must be fully vaccinated to enter the venue. Grenada versus Jamaica, CONCACAF Women's Qualifiers, Sunday, February 20th, 5 p.m. The Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Come, let's support the Spice Girls.
A special evening now to you sporting fans. We now have Rachel Bain with your latest sporting highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. The national senior women's football team will be looking to play the Reggae Girls at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Sunday. The Jamaicans will touch down on the island, hoping to continue their winning campaign after defeating Bermuda 4-0 in their CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifying opener on Thursday. Grenada is returning from the Dominican Republic after losing to the host 9.
In association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec, we are united even when we are apart.
The weekend is here, and with the Friday night and the weekend's weather forecast, I'm meteorologist Dwayne Williams. Good evening to you viewers. One or two brief scattered showers throughout the Eastern Caribbean today that punctuated the sunny conditions that we experienced. The haze has eased a bit today, could return and most likely would return a bit tomorrow. Not very heavy, however. Over the weekend we could see a gradual increase towards Monday. No major features, just some customary low-level patches of moisture, and these would bring some brief scattered showers through the night and possibly on Saturday and Sunday. One small area approaching the Central Caribbean islands would continue to do so, not showing any signs of dissipating. Just some scattered showers throughout the daytime. Over the weekend, as I said, we would see some of those showers, mostly during the night and early evening. On Friday night, look for a few brief showers to interrupt the generally fair conditions that you would have throughout the nighttime. But a 60% chance of that happening. Northeasterly winds would continue to blow a bit light tonight, 5 to 15 miles per hour with a minimum temperature of 24. The moon is already up. It rose at 8:07. It's going to set at 8:34 in the morning. Lots of moonlight tonight to enjoy at the start of the weekend. Saturday will bring a few brief showers. Those would punctuate generally fair conditions. Again, northeasterly winds between 12 and 24 miles per hour with choppy seas and 6 to 8 foot waves. Sunrise at 6:27, sunset 6:14. It's still going to be hot despite any cloudiness and any brief showers. 34 will feel like 38. Fair and windy conditions would prevail on Sunday. Just about a 30% chance of the brief shower mostly in the afternoon. The winds will remain 12 to 24 miles per hour with occasional higher gusts. Choppy seas, 5 to 7 foot waves. Sunrise this time is at 6:26. The sun is going to set again at 6:14. The max will once again climb to 34 and feel like 38. At the start of the next work week, we are expecting an increase in cloudiness and possible showers on Tuesday and Wednesday. Partly cloudy on Monday. Those clouds will dissipate slowly from Thursday through to Friday and the weekend. That's it for me for Friday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Remember, you can join me on Monday. Do have a safe weekend.
MTV Weather was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
And now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Law enforcement on the Sister Isle seeking the assistance of the public. That's after an abandoned newborn baby was found on Friday morning. The Royal Grenada Police Force is also investigating the death of another male after his body was discovered on Thursday. A former physical education teacher who was charged for the sexual abuse of a 14-year-old female has been exonerated. And in sport, the Spice and Reggae Girls are to battle on Sunday in the CONCACAF Women's World Cup qualifiers. And that's been the latest for the evening news, this time round for Friday the 18th of February. Well, for now, on behalf of the news and production departments, I am Tony Julian. We all thank you so very much for viewing and wish you a wonderful weekend.
COVID is here to stay, and it's not going away. It might seem strange, but the world has changed, and this is the year for good cheer. I could smell the ham, I could taste the sorrel, the festival coming. I can't wait to taste the black cake. Church, socializing with your friends, liming with the boys. We're full of festivals in Grenada, and this year, I want to visit my family and all the festivals without fail, just as how we used to do it. Let's get back to what we know and love. Every vaccination brings us closer together. Are you ready for the festival and the world?
This message is brought to you by the Grenada COVID Crisis Group and the Grenadians United in Virginia.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one little ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. Welcome to the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Pick 3 Evening Draw for today, Friday, February 18th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me this evening is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a fair, accountable manner. The game balls with industry standards and in a way stamped with the sandwich for tickets at hand. It's Daily Pick 3. It pays to play. Good luck. First number this evening is check your tickets in meantime. First number is 0. Second number is also 0. Third and final number is 7. Let's recap those numbers on the screen. First number is 0. The second 0. Third and final is 7. So that's 0, 0, and 7. Congratulations, all winners. Stay tuned, get the daily cash flow drop next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash Fall every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Daily Cash 4 evening draw for today, Friday, February 18th, 2022. I am Nisha Charles. With me again is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in an accountable manner. The game balls with industry standards and in a way stamped with the sandwich for tickets at hand. It's Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Let's find out what this evening's winning numbers will be. Good luck. First number this evening is check your tickets. First number is 9. Second number is 6. Third number up. Third number is 2. Fourth and final number is 6. Let's recap those numbers. Check your tickets. Numbers on the screen. First number is 9. The second 6. Third 2. Fourth and final is 6. So that's 9, 6, 2, and 6. Congratulations, all winners. Stay tuned, get your play reach up next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash Fall every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Playway Evening Draw for today, Friday, February 18th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me again is Ms. Giselle. This evening's winning Playway number is, check your tickets. This evening's winning Playway number is 11. Let's recap the number 1111. 11 represents dream symbol snake. Congratulations, all the winners of this evening's Playway draw. Tune in later on for the lotto draw. This evening we're playing for a jackpot of $92,000. We'll see you then.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
A pleasant evening to everyone. Welcome to the National Lotteries Authority's Lotto Draw number 3326 for today, Friday, February 18th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me this evening is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a fair and accountable manner. The game balls with industry standards and in no way stamped with. This time, your tickets at hand because we are about to play for a jackpot of $92,000. But first, your free ticket letter. Good luck. This evening's free ticket letter is H as in hand. Let's proceed for your 5 winning numbers. Good luck. Customer this evening is, check your tickets for the meantime. First number up is 18, second number. Check your tickets. Second number is 23, third number up. Third number is 22, followed by 26, fifth pan number. Pan number is 11. Let's recap those numbers. Check your tickets. Numbers on the screen. First number up is 18. The second, 23. Third, 22. Followed by 26. Fifth and final is 11. So that's 1, 8, 18. 2, 3, 23. 2, 2, 22. 2, 6, 26. And 1, 1, 11. Your free ticket letter for this evening is H as in hand. Congratulations to all the winners of this evening's Lotto draw. Lotto, play and win a lot. When you play all the games of the National Lotteries Authority supports sports, culture, and the nation building. Thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic weekend.
I'm a winner. You are winner. We are winners. Winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Anthony Felix, also known as Tony, of Harvard Village St. Andrew, past teacher of St. Mary's RC, retired principal of Tivoli RC, extraordinary minister of the Eucharist, Cursolista and founding member of the Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, passed away on Thursday, 13th January 2022, at the age of 71. He was the husband of Agnes Felix, father of Randy in England, Leron in Texas, and Rodon in Grenada, grandfather of Shamar, Lamari, and Cadence, brother of Joycelyn Pear, Margaret James in Grenada, Dr. Edwin Felix in Texas, Maria Felix Julian, Yvette Felix, Agnes Sturdevan, and Sarah Felix Turler in Canada, father-in-law of Nadia Noel, Mariev, and Nisha Marast, uncle of many including Coffee, Dylan, Shakira, Rosie, Nixon, Melissa, and Samantha, grand and great-grandfather of many, brother-in-law of Bernard Shaka James, Victor Pear, Jude Manwaring, Stephen, Rudy, and Scylla Felix and Rita Marast. Many other relatives and friends including Daphne Benjamin, Father Leroy Hopkin, Dr. Erlene Thomas, Rolda Courtney, Glennis Hall, Weston Aline, Joseph Noel, the Benjamin, Peters, Felix, and Gill families, and friends and neighbours of Harford's Village and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Anthony Felix, also known as Tony, of Harford Village St. Andrew, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Teresa Cynthia Andrews, also known as Cynthia Andrews, or Miss Cynthia, of Thebaid St. David, passed away on Tuesday, 8th February 2022, at the age of 88. Left to mourn are her children Diane, Derek, Carol, and Denzel, siblings Lester James, Mary James Peterson in the USA, and Anne Ogilvy, mother-in-law of Wallace, Magna, and Delia, sister-in-law of Daphne and Eugene, brothers-in-law Lennox and Walter, grandmother of 17, great-grandmother of 16, aunt of many, many other relatives and friends including Rita Thomas and family, Doreen and Francis Bain, Eliza Murray and family, Anne Noel and family, Jacinta Rubin and family, the James family of Mount Annan, the Andrews family, the Rayburn and Ferguson families of Sans-Souci, the Purcell family in New York, the Lett family, Sheila Telesford and family, the George, Francis, and Livingston families of Thebaid, and neighbours and friends of Thebaid, St. David, and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Teresa Cynthia Andrews, also known as Cynthia Andrews or Miss Cynthia of Thebaid St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Jervis Stedman Julian, also known as Papa Yo and Blacks, of Woodford St. John, former employee of the General Hospital, passed away on Tuesday, 1st February 2022, at the age of 63. He was the father of Gracelyn, grandfather of Joshua, Jonathan, and Jordan in Trinidad, brother of Kenny, James, Sean, Randy, Lynette, Grieslin, Joylyn, and Sandra, nephew of Carmen, uncle of Vonnie, DeVore, Kevin, Rakisha, Sherwin, Kieron, Dwight, Zena, Kadisha, Aliyah, Elisha, Akira, Shakira, and Kadeem, brother-in-law of Fitzroy, Kathian, and Loretta. Many other relatives and friends including Phyllis, Sylvia, Marva, Anne-Marie, Stephanie, Miller, Ralph, Lucita, Julia, Edrica, Garvin, Annie Purcell, Inez Welch, Keith Haynes, the Julian, Philip, Lewis, Thomas, Joseph, and Wellington families, the grounds and housekeeping staff of the General Hospital, and friends and neighbours of Woodford and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Jervis Stedman Julian, also known as Papa Yo and Blacks, of Woodford St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Adolphus Sylvester, also known as Beck, of Laborie, who resided in Tortola, former operations manager of Shell British Virgin Islands and past employee of Soul Group BVI, passed away on Saturday, January 8, 2022, at the age of 74. Left to mourn are his wife Sonia Palmer Sylvester, children Adolphus Sylvester Jr. and Rhonda Walcott, stepchildren Suzette Palmer Davies residing in the USA, and Jessie Palmer in Tortola, adopted child Marisa Palmer, one granddaughter, sisters and brother Sylvia, Jean, Vanetta and Cuthbert, aunt Lyris Hunt, nieces and nephews including Milton, Sharon, Wendana, Neil, Claudius, Selwyn, Sarana, Ngozi, Erlin, Franca, Indra, other nieces and nephews in Grenada, Canada and Trinidad, sisters-in-law Barbara Sylvester and Keisha Noel Charles. Other relatives, in-laws and friends including the Hunt and Sylvester families of Laborie, St. Paul's and surrounding areas, Wayne, Oliver and Barry Palmer in Tortola, Stephen Palmer in the USA, Michael, Richard, Ricky and Junior Palmer in the UK, Gloria Palmer and family of Boca, Jean Palmer and family of Fontenoy, Joe Palmer and family of Mount Parnassus, Peter Clark, Ben Gittins, Dr. Francis Alexis, George Martin and family, the management and staff of Soul Group, BVI and the Caribbean, many other relatives, in-laws, grandchildren, adopted children, too numerous to mention, and friends and neighbors in Tortola, Canada, Grenada, Trinidad, Barbados, Anguilla, and throughout the Caribbean. The funeral service for the late Adolphus Sylvester, also known as Beck of Laborie, who resided in Tortola, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Glenda Catherine Samuel Church of Loretto Grove, St. John, an employee of the Supreme Court Registry, died on Tuesday, 1st February 2022, at the age of 53. She was the daughter of Florence Samuel and Moslin Williams, wife of Andre Church, mother of Naukecia Samuel, Amicia Church and Akira Church, grandmother of Emaya Johnson, sister of Lyndon and Ron Samuel in the USA and Kevin Samuel in Grenada, sister-in-law of Jenilyn and Tamisha Samuel, Michael Church and Sarah Edwards, mother-in-law of Roger Johnson, aunt of Karuna Sahid and Gabriel Samuel in the USA, Miles and Shayona in Grenada, niece of Marina Samuel, Faith McPhee and Boston Williams in the USA, Anne Samuel, Royston, Jenilyn and Valerie, cousin of many including Wendy and Kieran Samuel, Glenn Mapp, Rashida Williams, and Maria and Misha McPhee in the USA, close friend of Tiffany and Selu, employees of the Supreme Court Registry. Other relatives and friends including the Samuel family of Wove, Dr. Livingston Joseph of Amiki Medical Services, the Williams family, Patrice John and family, Juliana and family, Felica Edwards and Valda Roberts in the USA, and friends and neighbors of Loretto, Grove Estate and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Glenda Catherine Samuel Church of Loretto Grove, St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Anthony Jude McQueen, also known as Drix, of La Fortune St. Patrick and London, England, passed away on Tuesday, 1st February 2022, at the age of 85. He was the husband of Joan, father of Janice and Glynis in England, stepfather of Don and Desmond in England and Selma in Grenada, brother of John McQueen, also known as Pallet, and Barbara Mann in Carriacou, grandfather of Stuart, Andre, Stephen, Camilla, Adrian, Simeon, Shakira, Eula, Charlene, Novelette, Rochelle, Darius, Rio, and Ria, great-grandfather of Kifa, Takara, Sharelle, Sheon, Amari, Rayleigh, Azel, Rion, Melody, Kamal, and Cameron, step-grandfather of Charisse, Jordan, Nathan, Kieran, Dion, and Derek. Step-great-grandfather of 4. Father-in-law of Dennis, Valentine, Joyce, Audrey, Esther, and Alistair. Brother-in-law of David, Kevin and Gabriel Andrews, Winifred and Ira in England, and Kate and the Andrews family. Other relatives and friends including Mr. and Mrs. Errol Sutherland, Kellen, Marlene, Joyce Monroe, Jean Alexander, Veronica Sylvan, Lucianne, Merlin Scott, Jean Lane, Clarice Matthew, Indira Pariag, Bernadette, Dennis Henry, Rose, Solomon, Andrea Cornwall and family, Mrs. Belfon, the Fullerton family, and friends and neighbours of Sauters, Madays, La Fortune St. Patrick, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Anthony Jude McQueen, also known as Drix, of La Fortune St. Patrick and London, England, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Monica Telesford of Old Westerhall St. David passed away on Wednesday, 16th February 2022 at the age of 84. The funeral arrangements for the late Monica Telesford of Old Westerhall St. David will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Dennis Thomas, also known as Tomo, of Black Bay St. John, passed away on Monday, 14th February 2022 at the age of 74. The funeral arrangements for the late Dennis Thomas, also known as Tomo, of Black Bay St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Nelsia Vincent of Richmond, Granborough, and Felix Park Cottage, Crowshoe St. Andrew, passed away on Monday, 14th February, at the age of 87. The funeral of the late Nelsia Vincent of Richmond, Granborough, and Felix Park Cottage, Crowshoe St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Ursula Antoine Nee Sandy of Happy Hill St. George, member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, former principal of the St. George's Anglican Senior School, also known as Heinzie, and pastor emerita of the St. George's Bible Holiness Church. She transitioned to glory on Wednesday, February 9th, 2022, at the age of 75. The funeral arrangements of the late Ursula Antoine, MBE, of Happy Hill St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Thomas Newton, also known as Lack, of Lasterjet St. David, passed away on Monday, 14th February, at the age of 79. The funeral of the late Thomas Newton, also known as Lack, of Lasterjet St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Edward Williams, also known as App and Quash, of St. Paul's, St. George, passed away on Sunday, 13th February 2022 at the age of 80. The funeral arrangements for the late Edward Williams, also known as App and Quash, of St. Paul's, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Delbert Bowler of Duquesne St. Mark passed away on Friday, 4th February 2022 at the age of 84. The funeral arrangements for the late Delbert Bowler of Duquesne St. Mark will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cecilia Roberts Thomas, also known as Mother James and Miss Cecile, of Boca St. George, who resided at Beaulieu and in the USA, transitioned in the USA on Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022, at the age of 101. The funeral arrangements for the late Cecilia Roberts Thomas, also known as Mother James and Miss Cecile of Boca St. George, who resided at Beaulieu and in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Annie Joyce Duncan of Old Wester Hall, St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 8th February 2022, at the age of 88. The funeral arrangements for the late Annie Joyce Duncan of Old Wester Hall, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Rupert Anthony Stafford passed away on Saturday, 22nd January 2022 in New York, at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Rupert Anthony Stafford will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Godfrey A.B. Alexander, also known as Natty, of Tempe, St. George, a resident of Spice Residential Care, passed away on Sunday, January 30th, 2022, at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Godfrey A.B. Alexander, also known as Natty, of Tempe, St. George, a resident of Spice Residential Care, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Curlin Bishop, also known as Bish, of the Bocas St. George, passed away on Thursday, 27th January 2022, at the age of 63. The funeral arrangements for the late Curlin Bishop, also known as Bish, of the Bocas St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Maclena Veronica George, nee Richards, of Guelph St. John, who resided at Bonnet St. Mark, passed away on Saturday, 29th January, at the age of 72. The funeral of the late Maclena Veronica George, nee Richards, of Guelph St. John, who resided at Bonnet St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Lyndon Decoto, also known as Trouble, Carwo and Compare, of Middle River, Guelph St. John, passed away on Thursday, January 20th, 2022, at the age of 55. The funeral arrangements for the late Lyndon Decoto, also known as Trouble, Carwo and Compare, of Middle River, Guelph St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Bishop Daniel Moe, the Bishop of Jerusalem Spiritual Baptist Church. Jesus is quoting that if you believe in him, you shall live again. Those of you who have lost your loved ones, my special sympathy to you. God was declared, as Jesus spoke to Martha and Mary in the 11th chapter of St. John. Quote from the 23rd verse. Jesus said unto her, thy brother shall rise again. You go further down into the 25th verse, stating that Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Those of you who lost your loved ones, you can put your trust in Jesus Christ. Can you tell us in St. John 14 chapter, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. So death is not the end of your loved ones. And remember, there is a time coming when God will raise the dead back to life. As he did to Lazarus that same time when he raised him from the grave. And I want to tell you today, put your trust in Jesus Christ. One day you're going to see your loved one. That is not the end of anyone. As you view this program here today, you can put your trust in Jesus Christ, because the Bible tells us, seek ye first his kingdom, and everything else shall be added. I want you to put your trust in Jesus Christ, because with him all things are possible. And the Lord Jesus Christ said in his word that he's coming back again to receive all those unto him. So if you put your trust in the Lord, all things are possible. So my sympathy to you all. I know you'll cry. because you have lost someone. But we know that if someone die, you'll have pain, you'll have sorrow. But your grief, I know that the Lord, one day the Lord will give you peace in your life. Just put your trust in Him and He will give you peace in your life. Just say a short word of prayer with you right now. Say, Lord Jesus, at this time, will you comfort me at this time? I'm in sorrow. My heart is in pain. I have lost someone. Will you comfort me? Say, Lord Jesus, have mercy upon me. Strengthen me. Give me your grace. In this time of trials and transition, to be able to persevere and to be able to hold and to stand up. In this time of trials and transition, all this blessing I ask in Jesus' name. Amen. And to you, lost a loved one, I pray that God will give you speed recovery and give you the ability to continue to trust Him, because we know death is not the end of your loved one. She or he shall rise again. So just trust Him and may God bless you with these few words.